Hey, everybody. Welcome to this thing I call the Hangout. It's just a space where your man, Uncle Freezy, and some others will come to talk about um, just chilling out, touching on mild topics, things of that sort. Talk about, some things that interest us. It won't be in that chop it up format where, we'll take a tough topic and chop it up. This is more of a relax, chill out, come in, talk about the things that interest you. We basically we're just gonna vibe. This is the vibe, right? So come in, enjoy yourself. This is our pilot show. This is the pilot. What I want to do is maybe try to occupy this space, the 9 o'clock to 10:30 space, where we could just come in and hang out, kick it, talk about some stuff today. Today I'm interested in talking about the Brittany Grimes thing just a little bit, maybe, but not heavy. Not heavy. I don't want to chop it up. I just want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? In passing, really want to talk about my New York Knicks. Maybe if there's some Knicks fans in the building, we can chop it up about the Knicks. DSJ, what's good, bro? Maybe we could talk about some Knicks stuff, talk about some life stuff. Let me remove. First, let me get the branding right. How about I get the branding right? Because it's not Florence Tears, it's vibes and stuff. Bim. Now it's right. Okay. All right. All right. So just want to talk about, let me get into this. Welcome to the Hangout. As no pressure for anything. We just here vibing. Whatever your beverage is of choice, enjoy that beverage of choice. Whatever is the smoke that you enjoy, do your thing. And we're just going to talk about some stuff. DSJ is in the building. DSJ says, let's talk about Tom Thibodeau's rotation. No, wrong show. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, definitely tonight. Definitely tonight on the Knicks and Night podcast. For sure. Right? So let's get started with the Brittany Griner thing. Let me pull up the most recent Brittany Griner news just to make sure. LeBron, yeah. So LeBron James chimed in on the Brittany Griner situation. Almighty Finesse, what's good? DSJ says, I'm drinking warm water because it's hungry. It's just too cheap to have working water cooler. What kind of shit is this? Yeah. Let's talk. LeBron James. LeBron James chimed in on the Brittany Griner thing, and basically to summarize what LeBron is saying, he says he would question coming back after this episode is over to the United States. What I would say to that, and I hadn't read the entire thing, y'all, so bear with me on that. right? I take pride in being an American citizen. I take pride in being an American citizen. Um, so I don't know if I would agree with what LeBron James is saying. What I would do or alluding to, because it does feel like the American government has let Brittany Griner down. It feels that way. I'm not saying that it is that way, right? You know how things are. Sometimes what you feel and what things are two different things, right? 69 vibes was good. What's good with you? Salute, salute. Right? Yeah, but LeBron said some puppets. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm with you in a sense where um yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me calm this puppy down, man. I'll be right back. Dang, Benny. Doggone Benny. Hold on. Yeah, man. LeBron James, that whole deal kind of frustrates me some. It does kind of frustrate me some. You know what I mean? It's I feel like in general, we should be doing more to help not just a certain group of people, but everybody enjoy the liberties and freedoms that we should enjoy, right? Yeah, I think we should collectively we should do more. And I know I don't want to get on soapbox or anything like that, but you know that's just the feeling that I have in my heart. It's the reason why. It's the reason why y'all see the way I behave on Blowing's Tears. It's like, listen, on Blowing's Tears when we go over there, I'm like, yo, do you be yourself? Don't be trying to impress Uncle Freezy or other people in the chat. Do you, right? Do you? Just don't be disrespectful with it, right? Long as you ain't being disrespectful to others, man, I say do you. But I'm in a majority in that mindset, right? DSJ says this does feel that way, but how many Americans in the same situations go through what she's going through? Only reasons we don't hear about it is because they're not public figures. I listen. I agree with that. I agree with that, right? Right? I agree with that. At the same time, the ones with the hammer can swing it as hard and as soft as they want to, right? Like for instance, the Michael Vick dogfighting thing, right? The Michael Vick dogfighting thing, to me, in my opinion, hey, listen, I'm against dogfighting, and I'm a pit bull owner. I love animals. I love pets, and I treat them as if they're human. Right? There's one right there. Benny Cosign. He agrees with me. Right? I'm a animal lover and a pit bull owner. Right? And my thing is with all of this, right? I feel like animals have rights. Right? I feel animals have rights. Right? I think all living things should have rights. And I know that sounds soft, whatever, but things are what they are. Right, Benny, you better not be coming in here trying to. I got some lights down there on the floor, and Benny is fascinated with them for some reason. But at the same time, The way that the judicial system handled Michael Vick, to me, is a travesty. And the only reason why he was handled that way is because he is a public figure. When you looked at all the people with similar charges, they probably got, and I say probably because I can't remember the number right offhand, but they got 1/5 the punishment that Michael Vick got. So why would Vick get 5 times the punishment of somebody with similar charges? Right? It's because Michael Vick is a public figure. Chuck Allen is in the building. What's good, Chuck? I can't hear you, boss. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't hear you, man. Almighty Finesse says, when are you gonna put some fish in the tank? Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, man. I'm trying to figure this thing out, bro. I hadn't had an aquarium in so long that I don't know what I'm doing no more. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, right? In terms of aquariums and such. I'm trying to get back into flow of things. But listen, what I'm getting at though with the Brittany Griner thing, I don't condone dog fighting, and no, Brittany Griner didn't fight dogs. I was doing a Michael Vick comparison about how some public figures get slammed and others skate. Like the stuff in Hollywood, the Hollywood stars, Hollywood celebrities, they skate. They skate. They get these high profile, expensive lawyers, and they get charged with something, and they skate, man. They skate on charges. They high step the judicial system, right? No, Almighty Finesse. I'm not. Nah. Listen, I'm with. Hey, I feel you, right? But I want the right type of fish. I know it's gonna sound corny. I know it's gonna sound like a little kid, but I want some fish with personality, bro. I want some. I want some style, some pizzazz in the tank, right? Illmatics was good. Illmatics is in the building, right? But so the Brittany Griner thing is a tad frustrating to me for numerous reasons. One of the reasons why I feel like Brittany Griner felt untouchable. It's as simple as that. My perception of it all is once you become a public figure, some things you feel like you're above the law. I can take drugs, illegal drugs, anywhere I feel like it. Really. Okay. Now your big ass crying in a cell somewhere, knowing that you might not come home for a long time. Sorry. If I'm not really that empathetic. But here's the other part. Here's the other part to it. What's up, Chuck? No, I can't hear you, bro. Hey, listen, I'm with Chuck on that. I understand where Chuck coming from already. When you spend money on all that tech, and then you get into like you're ready to use it, and the tech just don't do what the tech is supposed to do, right? There we go. I think he might be. What's good, brother?
Testing 1 2.
Testing 1 2.
All right.
All
Here we
right,
go.
there you go. How you doing this evening, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Little little not disturbed, but I am with you with with some of the things you said thus far because I have been listening
Right,
on
right,
my phone,
right.
man. But I'm good in general though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so and the reason, listen, man, everybody is gonna have their own opinion based on their own personal preferences. I mean, personal experiences and things like that, right? And me, I for the most part am a um cornball. Is a simple way to put it, right? I'm a cornball. Like I don't try to break no laws, man. A lot of times I don't even speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's just my personality. It's just what it is. Like I try not to be that guy sometimes. I try not to be the black Ned Flanders. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we are who we are. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And me trying to be something different will come across as phony as hell to you. You feel me? Like me trying to be like me coming in here trying to pretend to be thugger. It is phony. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That ain't my bag. My bag is I appreciate for people being who they are, regardless of what type of person it is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what type of person they are, I respect them for being the truest version of that. Right? Now, with that said, if you expect me to be something otherwise than I normally am, we're gonna have a conflict. Because I ain't doing that.
Right. And you shouldn't.
Right.
Um. But right now we live in a society where you can do that. You can front. You can be something that you're not,
Right.
and demand people respect that you aren't the thing that you say you are, um as if you were the thing that you're pretending to be. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Like, I could pretend to be a big time drug dealer,
Right.
but when it's found out, instead of owning up to it, like, yo, I wasn't really a drug dealer. I was just a regular dude that just can rap real good.
Right. Right. It's plenty of them. Plenty of them.
Nah, man. I'm speaking of Rick Ross. I'm speaking of Rick Ross. Like, he raps really good, but
Right.
the whole he's the biggest boss we ever seen thus far, and you're a drug dealer, one of the biggest drug dealers in Miami, and then here comes this photo of you in a correction officer uniform,
Right.
um, smiling and cheesing with no beard. Like, bro, you could have,
Oh,
yeah. And here's the crazy thing, like, yo, my guy, like, you've been making very good music for a long time. I can't say any of your music is whack.
right.
Is it always my cup of tea? No,
Nah, not really.
but it's not whack. But I can't be myself. I don't know if it's because people think what they have to offer is not good enough.
Right.
But my thing to that is, if you're worried about whether you're good enough for other people, um, you should just worry about being a good person, period.
Yeah.
And those who f with you gonna f with you, regardless.
Right. Right. Right.
But
Yeah,
we
I ain't never
mhm.
I ain't never been one to worry about what other people think, bro. Not in that sense. Right.
No, you're mindful of what people say. like you're mindful of it. Like you keep your ear to the ground and you're like, oh, okay, that's what they're saying. All right.
Yeah.
But worry about it, like, oh my God, they're saying such and such. I have to go out and get a brand new car because they're saying my car too old. Like,
I don't give a shit.
the,
You know,
man.
yeah, you know me, man. I don't give a shit about that. I don't really don't care nothing about that. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I do. I do. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. The Brittany Griner thing, though, boss.
Right.
It perplexes my mind because I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking about. Right. So right now, I really don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They give Brittany Griner 20 years, bro. I don't. But at the same time, I feel like I should be more empathetic. Like, man, no, don't do her like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, why is our people getting accosted all around the world? You know what I'm saying? People of color and positions of such and such get accosted. You know what I'm saying? Just because of such and such. Everybody do drugs everywhere. Why are you picking on her? Right? That's what I feel like I should be thinking. But Jenna, I don't care. I don't because in general, I'm empathetic to women because women get raw deals, they get objectified. It's dudes all over the world with porn all over their phone. Women, right? Just women. They just objectify women, right? They can't have they can't have the one they want, so they get the surrogate, which is porn, right? They do that. But listen, I don't care about that either. Right? I mean, what I'm but my thing is though is the way you treat the ones that you can't get, right? Because I got a wife, I got a daughter. Like dudes hit on my wife all the time. Dudes hit on my daughter all the. Sometimes I'll be no less than 20 feet away with my wife, and dudes be like, "Yo, short, you blah blah blah," and then I had to go over. Hey man, she with somebody. Get out of here before I push you into a box of Skittles. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Keep on trucking, old man, before I knock you through that penny section over there. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it but the men think about women in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this weird thing. It's like this weird thing of I don't care,
Right.
right? At the same time, I feel like I should care because there are subjects like racism, right? Objectifying, classism, right? National retaliation. Like this might be a pure thing. Russia's mad at the United States for supporting their war, supporting the Ukraine in their war against Russia, and they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna have a girl coming here for a slap on the wrist charge. We're gonna make sure she get 20 years. Right in front of y'all. So the American citizens seeing y'all can't do nothing to us. You retaliate against us, we're gonna retaliate against you. Right? Things like happen. Those are things that happen in war.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela got all those years for something a normal person would get what, 2 years?
Maybe.
Maybe 2 years. Maybe 2 years, right?
Right. Because apartheid was uh the most ridiculous. Like if you think here, the nonsense that was going on here, uh involving race was extreme.
Right.
Even associating with someone of a different race got you killed.
Right. Right.
And the one man that could probably bring the whole continent together, get him out of here.
Yeah.
And he sat in jail for over
What
20 years.
20 plus years.
Um, and you would think someone would, if I'm not mistaken, I know that people were speaking of it, but I don't know if anybody from our government did anything at the time. Am I wrong?
Right.
Like I
More
know
more
all of our news cameras was there when he was released, but
right.
I, I don't know if our government did anything. Did they?
No, no, because our government, and I'm not speaking bad about everybody, but our government had a high percentage of people in it that are overtly racist. Back then, especially, especially 60s, 70s, 80s, people
Right,
were overtly racist.
right,
They didn't even care if you knew. They ran on racist platforms,
right.
right? Right?
What people forget is that racism is as American as apple pie. Like go watch some footage of the 60s and 70s. Just news footage.
Just news footage.
Just news footage and listen how they talk. Listen
Right.
when they interview um folks that are non-black, how they talk. The N words
Yeah.
should stay in their neighborhood. The N words in their N words.
Yeah.
Uh, go watch the documentary of the kids from Alabama
Yeah.
just trying to go to school.
Yeah.
They hit a child, a 13-year-old girl, upside the head with a brick.
Yeah.
These are adults.
Adults, bro.
These ain't little
Chuck.
kids throwing rocks because kids throw rocks. These ain't
Yes.
little kids. These are adults.
Hey, and
Y'all-
these are adults throw rocks at other adults. But in
Yep.
this case, in this case, bro, you talking about an adult throwing a brick at a little kid,
Yeah. You
and
know what?
nobody saw the crime in that.
No, not at all. Um, it is that kind of hatred that they don't see a child, right? They
Right.
see they see a dangerous animal because it's the same way they looked at Emmett Till. He's 14.
Yeah.
Granted, he didn't do what they accused him of doing,
Right.
but think about what took place. A group of men storm his aunt's house, drag a 14-year-old boy out the house, torture him, and kill him. Nobody goes to jail.
Nobody. Everybody
And this
innocent.
we ain't talking about police officers. We're talking about regular citizens.
Right. Hey,
This
and
didn't
then
happen in the 1800s or the 1700s when y'all
this is
say,
the 1950s. This is the
yes,
1950s. Right.
slavery been over.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Slavery been over for 90 years. Right. Almost 100 years. Slavery. 85 years. Slavery was over. Right. And so
Yes.
Chuck and Chuck. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with that and today's society. Right. Today's society. So what people forget. Let me break this down for people that don't know, that they can't understand why racism exists. Racism is natural. Racism is a survival instinct, right? Now, should we overcome these survival instincts and learn new habits and patterns? Yes. But tribalism is not new, right? It's not. It's not new. Ever since there were two types of human beings on earth, there were what kind of human beings are we, Chuck? We are Homo what? Homo sapiens?
Homo sapiens.
right? And then there was another type of human being, which was something else. I forget. But you know what? What happened when Homo sapiens met the other type of human being? You know what happened, right? They didn't sit down and eat a meal together, right? They wanted to do two types of things. They wanted to either kill each other
Right.
off sight because they look different, or they want to have sex with each other. That's they want to either kill each other
Right.
or have sex with each other. That's as basic as it's a basic instinct, right? Basic instincts. They want to either kill each other. Men want to kill the men, right? And men wanted to have sex with or rape the other team's women.
Right.
Right? That's as simple as it gets, bro. You can't like you honestly can't say that you can't put it any differently. Right?
Right.
As the years go by, it's like I heard somebody say, yo, why black people can't get along? Well, again, right? All black people are not the same, right? Just because you're from Africa don't mean you come from the same tribe in Africa, the same nation in Africa,
Right.
right? And so the natural thing is to protect your tribe.
Right.
Protect your tribe. And I know it sounds like I'm just going way off on the thing. I should have got me a cigar, man. I'm mad comfy in this setting, bro. Chuck, I should have went and got me some Gorilla Glue. I'm mad comfortable in this setting, y'all. But the thing is with racism, it's people are gonna say differently because they want it to be different. But when you think about it, bro, Scotland was fighting England. You know why?
Right.
They look like the same people. Scottish, from a distance to black people, like Scottish, English, Irish, they all look the same to me. Shit, they are, yeah, but they are different, and they fought against each other.
Right.
Like the Franks and the Saxons. So they all look the same to me. The Franks, the people that's in France right now.
Right.
The Saxons, the people that are in Germany right now. They all look the same to us. It's a 6 foot tall white boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what to some people, but to them, they are different tribes, and they warred against each other.
Right.
Right. Like the Anglos, the people from England.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They all look from a distance. They all look the same, but they are different. That's why when people say, "Man, black people can't sit together," really. And so, second of all, everybody from Africa is not black, and Africa is not a freaking country. Africa is a continent. Yeah, Africa is a continent, right? Just same thing with Asia. People are like, oh, them Asians. Well, hold on. A lot of Russians are Asian. A lot of Russians are Asian.
Gotta look at the map.
Yes. yes, man. Yes, and I think Moscow. I think the capital. I think is in Asia, and I think the Ukraine is in Europe. But whatever. It depends on. But my thing is people not going to get along because of a natural thing to protect home base.
Right.
You want to protect home base. I mean, it is what it is. It's the reason why. It's the reason why when me and Mo go out, I saw a dude, Chuck. We was out the other day, and a dude was staring at Mo like Mo walked off. She wouldn't get the thing, and the dude was staring at Mo. He was like, you know how a dude be so deep in his thought, he be looking at his well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you right there. You like, damn, she fine, ain't it? He's like, God damn, boy, if I ever got the chance. And I was like, I bet your husband would fuck your ass up. And he like, what? And he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Chuck, you ever been in that thing? Like, you know how you You know what I mean? And so, but what I'm getting at is something we got to get into this. Man, racism is real. The thing with Grana, the reason why I even brought it up, the thing with Grana, it's like a sexist thing, a racist thing, a national thing, all these different things together
Yeah.
with people trying to prove like certain points and all this stuff, and it shouldn't even be that. We should.
It it shouldn't be, but to your point, it is all those things. I think in totality, one, Russia doesn't respect women,
Right.
right? Let's get that out the way.
I thought,
Women
yep.
are second class citizens over there, and taking your American ideologies over there as if it pertains to those people, they'll tell you in a minute to go F yourself.
That
This
don't
is
work here.
Russia. Yeah, this is
That
Russia,
don't work here.
right?
Yeah.
And deep-seated racism and hatred to America, right?
Right. Right.
Oh,
Right.
you're American? Oh, you're a dirty American?
Yeah.
Uh you remember when uh Michael Jackson was quote unquote on the run,
Yeah.
and
I
every
remember
time
that.
his plane landed, there was millions of cameras there looking for him and they couldn't
Yeah.
find him. You know where Michael
Yeah.
Jackson was? In
Mm.
Russia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was in Russia. They hit him. Why?
I didn't.
Because it was the big to America.
Right.
So
Right.
when it comes to Brittany Griner, she's black, she's American, black, a woman, and gay,
And high profile.
high profile. Oh man, you
Yeah.
just like
Yeah. Jackpot.
yes, the
Yep.
stars have aligned for her to get screwed
Yep.
royally.
Right.
Um, my only thing is because things are legal here, because we have lax laws here, does not apply in other countries.
Right.
So stop saying, well, it's legal over here. I don't see the problem. Well, they do.
Yeah.
That's why it's illegal in their country.
Right.
Two, um, is it beyond the realm of possibilities? Things could have been planted on her. Sure.
Sure.
Could they've been, you know, those who've never been, arrested,
Right.
questioned by the police, they don't really know the trickery and nonsense that they come with to
Right.
get you to confess to something that they don't want to do the work on, right?
Right. Right. Right.
How many people have taken pleas that didn't do anything?
Right. Because the risk is outweighed by the reward. Like your freedom is like a 20% chance, but guilty is 80%, even though you know you're innocent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you know you're innocent. But the thing is, you have to prove you are innocent against a otherwise trustworthy system in the public's eyes.
Right.
Right? Because yeah, I already been through. I already been. I mean, I've been through that. I know eight or nine times, bro. I'll fight somebody. We go to jail. Right? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I should get like a PI bond. Hey man, Uncle Freezy, what happened? Man, he spit on me, man. So I slapped him. And then the judge be like, okay, man, just all right, go ahead, such and such,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying, be back in 2 weeks and such,
Right.
right? But then I saw a dude similar, a dude the same size as me, go in. He's like, man, he spit on me, and so that's why I beat him up. And they like, well, he big, he a big black dude. You know what I'm saying? He a big black man. And you said he already been to jail. He been to prison twice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he spit on him. I think he was trying to rob that man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And he like, rob him? What are you talking? I just got off from work. He was
Right.
like, were you really working? And he's like, yeah, I just started this job. So you was unemployed before. And you see
Mm.
how how all this
Yeah.
stuff snowball? And all of a sudden, a dude gets spit on,
Mm-hmm.
is basically fighting for his life. when
Right.
all he was trying to do was do the right thing.
Right. Right. Like I hope everybody was paying attention to how that unfolded just now. That's how
How it
that goes.
escalated.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because they put you in, they get you in the room. They like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna detain you till the judge come in the morning, right? And you can't call them, you can't call all over the world because you only get like, I don't know if you get one phone call no more. I think you get 2 minutes. I
Right.
don't think they do that one phone call thing no more. I think you get 2 minutes to talk to somebody, right? And so do you waste that time then, or do you got try to go to court? You didn't make it home. Now your people worried. Now you know what I'm saying. Somebody just go up to happen and be like, "Yeah, I saw the cops that had him pulled over," and now everybody going up to whatever detention center or precinct or whatever it is where you live, and they trying to get details. And guess who they getting the details from? The people that's detaining your family member. They not getting the details from your family member.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, he was arrested at such and such time for such and such charge and such and such and such, the judge it being such and such and such. And now you're trying to get the details and you don't even get to see your family until they walking in the courtroom with handcuffs on to see the judge.
Right.
So ain't no time to do no plan, ain't no planning, no none of this stuff.
No. But that's what they want because listen, you go to trial, it's 30 years. You take the plea, they'll give you 10 and you could be out in 5.
Yeah. And if you do everything right, you might be able to get 2.5 of them years and regular, a year as a trustee, right?
Right.
And then a year work release, like at some type of work release thing where you really detained, but you get to be in the public.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get visitors, you still detained, but it's still like it's like y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then but here go the thing, Chuck. Here go the thing. When those 4.5 years is up, you still might have to do parole.
Right.
Which to me is more crippling than doing the time.
Yes.
Like the parole system, bro.
Yeah.
Man, you not only do you have to pay the state for your freedom every month. If you late, you going back to prison. So all the money that say you do it for 3 years, right? And then say your wife car breakdown and she got to get the transmission fixed and she don't have the money, right, to pay your parole. Guess what?
Oh, they're going to issue a bench warrant for you, buddy.
Right. And then say they catch you on the 5th. You are going to have to sit in your local precinct or detention center until trials start at the beginning of the month. Because ain't no getting out.
Nope.
Because you got to see the big judge. You got to see the state judge. You can't. This ain't about the local judge no more.
Right.
And now you on a docket where court starts say Monday the 3rd. Say Saturday is the 1st. Monday the 3rd, right? You got to sit in handcuffs until the judge go through all these dockets of cases. So now your family taking off from work, and you might not even get to see the judge for 8 days later. And they got to take off all them days in order to be present with you while you go through this thing.
That sounds like an exhausting process.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can understand how people end up without support in those situations.
Right.
But I think that's what they count on. They count on things like that because now you have another body that is inducted into the prison industrial system.
Right.
The factory jobs, The manual labor jobs are going overseas and to
Yep.
prison work camps.
Yep.
Because as a prisoner, that's the only place where you don't have any rights. Where
Yep.
you literally can work in a warehouse all day
Right.
and make $3 and some change.
Right. And Chuck, and guess how much it costs to talk on the telephone?
Oh, $4.
$4.99 a minute. So you work all day
Mm-hmm.
for 30 seconds of telephone time.
Yeah, a little bit of telephone time. You've worked all day for that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Everything in
Yeah.
jail is expensive. Uh, they overcharge for everything.
Right.
I've had family members incarcerated, people that I know, and hey man, can you send me this? Can you send me that?
Right.
Um, or send me some money so I can get this or that. And I'm like, how much that cost?
Right.
I was like, man, I can go to Amazon right now or Walmart and I can order like a case
But
of that and
then,
send it to you. And it was
yeah,
like, nah, you can't do that.
now you can't do that, bro.
I was
You
like,
can't do that.
why not? Nah, man, they got their whole system set up, man.
The
You got to buy.
restrictions. Yep.
Right.
The restrictions. Yeah.
And I'm like, but this stuff is way too expensive. A
But you
phone
gotta
call.
buy it. But you gotta buy it from the state sanctioned vendors.
Right.
Who was the president? Who was the vice president under George Bush? What's the vice president name?
Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney. His last I recall, his personal companies, he made his fortune off that. He made his fortune off of that in government contracts, right? Where
Right.
the prison system is like you and I can go to Walmart right now and buy a 32-inch TV for less than a flat screen for less than $200, right?
Probably $100. Yeah.
Probably, yeah, yeah. But in the prison system, you're not only are you going to get lesser quality, right? If you can get it,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how long you served and how much, blah, 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 all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you can get it, bro, you talking about upwards of $700,
Yeah.
right? Because the TV had to be made of certain parts, and I get that. It got to be made of certain parts where inmate can't take out certain parts and make weapons to attack guards or other inmates or
Right.
vendors, right? I get that part, right? Prison, a detention is a dangerous business, bro. And here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to say. I'm not capping for, or I'm not copping for dangerous individuals. Some people are just born dangerous, bro. It's dangerous cats out here that walk amongst us, and they need to either be killed or locked up. That's just as simple as I can put it. Right. And I can say that because I've worked in detention facilities. Some people are so dangerous, right, that they need to either be killed or locked up, bro. You got to,
Right.
because you can't have your little sons and daughters roaming free around them.
Right.
Right. But at other times though, say you get a DUI, say you just straight laced dude, you go to a birthday party, you get caught up in the moment, and say you drink too much, you drive home, and you get in a car accident and hurt somebody, right? Otherwise, say you 50 years old when you do that, but you live 50 years old as squeaky clean, right? Right. And I'm not advocating for drinking and driving because I hate people that drink and drive, bro. If you drink and drive, I hate you. Right. Just letting you know right now. If you drink and drive, I hate you. I'm just telling you right now. Right. But say that person does that, they 50 years old, and then they go to jail, they get 20 years.
Right.
They not a harm to nobody, bro. They had this one thing where they messed up bad. They got punished for it. Right. They got punished for it. And now they are in a situation, they in a living situation, they are in a living circumstance with somebody who is a habitual offender. say like either touching little kids or mugging old ladies
Right.
or whatever. It's like the dude now they like now that person that had that one thing against them are now in a cell or in a block with that person that maybe pushed your auntie down and mugged her one time when she was walking home from work. That people we all hate, right? Say your mom is walking home and this dude jumps out the alley and do something to her, like push her down and beat her up and take her pocketbook, when all he had to do was just take her pocketbook. But he chose to beat her up and take the pocketbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
When all he had to do was ask her, give me your purse. And she'd have been like, here, take it.
Right.
Instead, he beat her up and then took the pocketbook. And then bragged about it out on the corner. Right? And went on a spree like that and got caught. Right? So the guy that had the one-time offense is in the thing with this guy that's a dangerous human being.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Now the guy that got beat up, the Andy Dufresne, so to speak, is getting beat up or mugged every day in jail. Now he feel like he got to get a weapon to protect himself. Because the guards can't do it. I've been a guard, bro. You can't be everywhere all the time, bro.
Right.
Like these prison movies where you see guys be getting beat up and all that stuff. Bro, the state don't pay enough people to protect everybody, bro. You can't be. I've been in that situation where I was like, yo, I ain't letting nobody get beat up on my shift. And guess what, Chuck? People was getting beat up on my shift. People was getting beat up on my shift, bro.
Right.
And you know what? And it wasn't because I wasn't great at what I did. I was great at what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was great at it. But you can't be everywhere all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they tell you to switch up your routines and all this stuff and all that stuff. So the people won't, so inmates won't, you know what I'm saying, discover a pattern. Like Uncle Freezy always go to lunch at 12 o'clock on a dot. So 12 o'clock, we already know you in the laundry room, you know what I'm saying, washing the inmate clothes, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happened to me one time. I used to always go to lunch at 4 o'clock a.m. I used to go to, because it was the time right before breakfast was served, right before the inmates came to do breakfast. So I would go to lunch real quick before they came in. That way I can keep more eyes on more people.
Right.
But what that did is it created a lull. Right. And so I go to lunch and then I hear a dude banging on his cell. Help, help, help. Right. And I'm like, damn, this Subway, if I put this sandwich down, man, this shit gonna get soggy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating my Subway sub. This dude's screaming and banging on the door. I'm like, man, they put all this oil on this sub, man. I put this joker down. And so I finish my sub and I go. And the dude was molested by a bigger inmate. And the dude walk out. The dude that did it walked out. You know what I'm saying? He got arrested and all that stuff. He's like, appreciate you, Uncle Freezy, for looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? I knew you had my back. But the dude that got molested hated me for the time that we were together. The dude hated me. Right? Because I should have been there and I wasn't. You know what I mean? And so it's this situation where you can't be everywhere all the time.
Yeah, man. Wow.
And so the dude was like, yeah, Uncle Freezy, man, I appreciate you looking out, man. You know what I'm saying? It was my birthday too. You know what I'm saying? I had to get me a little piece, you know what I'm saying, celebrate. And I'm like, yo, this dude right here is a career prisoner. The dude he was in a cell with, unfortunately, things happen, bro. And you can't be everywhere all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like the scenario you described is all too common. Someone first time offense, DUI,
Right.
Maybe they just got caught up in something, let's just say a Ponzi scheme or fraud or something like that. And maybe they had no clue what was going on, but because they benefited, they profited, they didn't say anything, now they got to go to jail, right?
Right. Right.
and you're in there with this very long sentence, and someone else is in there, right? Let's say you're in there for DUI and you did 20 years because 2 people got killed.
Right. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, right? But the person you're sharing the cell with, he in there for murder because he murdered.
Allegedly,
Uh,
because nobody in prison admits that they ever did anything, bro.
but he got 15 years,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait a minute, he intentionally murdered someone, and he has 15 years, and this man or woman with vehicular manslaughter charge is 20 years to life.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yep.
Two, like you said, there are people that jail is a revolving door for them. I
That's
gotta
all they know. That's all they know. You know why? Because when they were a kid, they pops left and went on vacation, right, and came back 7 years later, right? And and by the time he come back, you're like, yo, like when he left, when pops went on vacation, you was 4. When he came back, you 11, right? You're like, yo, pops, I heard you was in the clink. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. I did my thing. I kept it real. You know what I'm saying. I found the Lord while I was in there. You know what I'm saying. Don't call me Scooby Dooby Doo no more. Now my name is you know what I'm saying, Lakim Shabazz. It happens, bro. It happened. Just listen. Listen, for those of y'all think I'm making fun of this, making light of the situation, nah. I can speak from firsthand experience. I've seen these things. I've seen dudes legit go in. They name be Christian Jackson. They grandma named him Christian because they family has always been in the church, right?
Right.
They name the grandbaby Christian because they think he gonna be a preacher,
Right.
right? So they say him. It's a blessing. They daughter is the first lady daughter who couldn't have a kid until she was 35 years old. She stand up in front of the church like, the Lord bless me. I
Right.
got company. There's got to be divine. I've been trying to have a baby for 15 years, and God finally blessed her. And Christian is born, and he is not exactly what they anticipated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Christian is that dude out on the streets mugging people, stealing money from the church first, develop these habits, develop a drug habit. All these, he oppressed by a smothering religious life that
Yes.
forced him to do stuff out on the streets. He liked it and wound up being a street thug instead of the preacher. Right? Go to jail, come back. Now he's Lakim Shabazz. It happens. I've seen these things first. Chuck, I'm telling you, I've seen it with my own eyes.
The way you described that made me think of someone immediately.
Right, right.
I'm like, man, Unc knows such and such. But yeah, man, you're absolutely right about that. That environment does breed folk like that.
The smothering environment. Too strict.
Right.
Right. You can't love strawberries. You're only supposed to love the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I've been there.
Yeah. You're supposed to love one thing, that's God himself. And listen, I'm from that environment, and I do love God, bro. I'm a Christian in my heart. And I know sometimes I curse. But let me tell y'all something. You telling me don't curse on a verse? I did it worse first. I put a verse in every curse. I put a curse in every verse. I kind of got outrageous. Even made a record how I'm doing all these BITCHs. That's Coogee rap for those that don't know. Yeah, telling me don't curse. Yeah. But Chuck, yeah, I've been in that environment, bro. Where you get smothered. You be in the church house 5 times a week.
Yeah, man. It's a lot. I used to compare these two scenarios because they would have the same effect. And I saw this from a very young age, and I became very disinterested. Um, Dogs that are chained on, as soon as you take them off of the chain, they go, and
Yep.
they are hard to get back on that chain. You'll be calling them, they'll run half the way and look at you, turn around and take off running again.
This time they go 2 times further.
Yep. They're like, man, shoot, I'm having this is what it's like not to be. This is what the other side of the yard is, man. I ain't going back on that chain.
Right.
Uh, and that's how a lot of religious folk do their children. They have them on these tight chains where they can't go nowhere, they can't do anything. Now,
Right.
granted, you have a standard of living for your family, and there can be things that you don't want your family to participate in, but at the same time, they're kids.
Yes.
Kids do what other kids do. Like
Kids
you can
are
have
born inquisitive, bro.
exactly, and they want to be included. Oh, you think I'm lying? A household can have 5 girls,
Yep.
sisters,
Yep.
born one after the other, and then the sixth child ends up being a little boy. That little boy, no matter what you say, wants to play with his sisters. If his
Yep.
sisters are in there playing and having fun, he wants to be a part of it.
Yep.
And that might mean he's going to put on a hat, or that might mean he's going to have to pick up a doll baby,
Or his mama high heel shoes. Yeah.
right, to play with him, right?
Yep.
It
Yep.
ain't because he's, anything with his sexuality. Is just, I don't want to be left out. The same way if you did it in reverse, where
Yep.
you had 5 boys and 1 girl. If they outside playing football,
She gonna want to play
let your
to be
sister play.
included.
Oh, come on, ma. But I
Yeah.
want to play too.
And now she can change oil and change a flat tire.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And she rocking like she got beautiful long hair, but she keep cutting it. She keep cutting it short. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You know what I'm saying? And she plays soccer with the girls, right? She plays soccer on the JV girls soccer team, right?
right,
But all of a sudden the football team need a kicker. You know what I'm saying?
right. And it's
Yeah.
because of her environment, how she grew up. So,
Yep.
and it has nothing to do. So, if your environment is that strict where you can't breathe, the moment you get an opportunity to breathe, you're going to take it to the extreme. Like I've been friends with tons of church kids,
Yep.
tons of them, and all of them, all of them, uh, once they were able to get away from their parents' eye, they were they were wilding out.
Yep.
Hey man, like wait, hold on, preacher son. You got tequila in here,
Yep.
you got cigarettes in here, and you got lace cigarettes in here.
Yep. Yep.
Wait a minute. what the what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Wooters. We used to call them Wooters. He got Wooters in there.
Yeah,
You got, yeah, yeah. And I know that's the 80s, bro. I'm old school to my heart, bro. I can't help it, man. Wait a minute, you got Wooters in? No. Don't smoke those. Don't smoke those Newports.
mm-mm.
Here. Smoke a regular one. What you mean a regular one, Mo? What you mean a
So if
regular
you
one?
light it, you know something wrong with it. Like, why does it smell like sweet doo doo? Why
Yeah,
does it
and
smell like that?
why my
It smell
heart
like
racing?
eggs, like caviar.
Yeah.
Ugh,
You're
what's
like,
that
damn,
smell?
why my heart racing, bro? I want to fight somebody now. Tell me what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Knock on wood, man. I learned that word and that whole thing working with my uncle, man. My uncle used to hire the people that couldn't get hired nowhere else, right?
And pay him under the table.
Yeah, and pay him under the
Yeah,
table, right?
yeah.
So we're redoing the house, right? We were working outside, but it started raining,
All right.
right? And so So the
Well, how
foreman.
how how, how hard was it raining?
Oh
Just
no, it
for
was coming.
some.
Oh no, it was coming down. It
Okay,
was coming
okay,
down, buddy. Like it was. It had looked like it was nighttime, Jack. Like it,
yeah,
man. That sky turned purple,
yeah,
and all you smelled was dust. I said,
yeah,
uh oh.
yeah. Man. Them
And
frogs
then,
start hollering. Them frogs be like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
and
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's raining. Yeah, it's
well, that
raining.
thunder hit. That thunder rolled one time, and then that sky opened up.
Yep.
So, so, uh, so now everybody's sitting on the inside, and the foreman is like, all right, well, we can work a little bit on the inside or whatever. So everybody in the room doing their demo, tearing down the sheetrock and pulling off out cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, is this aroma? Like I don't know if you ever boiled eggs and fell asleep or let them burn over or boil over.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You talking about that
That-
sulfur smell. I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
I was like, what the hell? Who cooking the eggs? Like smell like they got eggs and carnation milk going at the same time.
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
And
Smell like a dead man farted.
yeah, and, and the foreman goes, them damn sheetrock fellas. And so I'm like, them damn sheetrock fellas, what's going on? So they in the room, right? And they in one of the rooms, hot boxing. Well, they got a bunch of names down south. They was calling it like boonk. They were
Yeah.
calling it oh, what was the other word that they called it?
Dank. Dank. I think that's what they last time I hey, can you put some water in? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dank. I think that's what they was calling it.
I was like, oh my goodness. And that was my first time encountering it. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to let the boss man know, man. Y'all can't be doing that in here, man. All of us in
Yeah,
here,
no.
man, it's raining out here.
Yeah.
I was like, man, and them dudes was rest of the day.
Yeah.
Hey man, you using that ladder? Using that ladder? Hey,
Yeah.
little man, you using that ladder? Man, I'm gonna use this ladder. Man, take
Yeah.
the ladder. Take it.
Man, it be like, hey, man, Cleavon, take your time, bro. Take your time,
Man.
Cleavon. And Chuck, they come to you, they be like, you gonna eat? Hey, bro, whatever you get, hey, go on, take your time, bro. You know what I'm saying? At first, I used to pick at him. First, I used to be like, damn, Scotty. And you know what I'm saying? I used to call everybody that used to hit the can, I used to call him Scotty. You're like, damn, Scotty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because for those that don't know, Captain James T. Kirk, used to be like, beam me up, Scotty.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, my bad, man. I didn't mean to hijack your joint.
No. I was just attesting to the fact that like this is, you have people that are so smothered, they do any and everything just to rid themselves of that thing that's been holding them back.
Right.
Like we had a dog that used to be chained on, and then I was like, yo, man, you can't chain this dog on, man.
Right.
Like in my case was like, hey, bro, look at his neck. Like that, like the chain is the skin is starting to grow around the chain. Like,
yeah,
take this dog off the leash. Like you can smell it, man. Like
yeah.
that's inhumane. Don't do that to him.
Right. Right.
So clean the dog up. Put peroxide on him. Man,
Right.
pack that thing with some salve. Man, that dog loved it, man. Man, this dog used to be, man, when I tell you this dog used to be mean, I mean, you couldn't get near him. And then I'm like, yeah, his neck is irritated. This chain is rusty. I'm
You
telling
would
you.
be mean too.
Yes. And I was like, he probably got some kind of poisoning from this rusty chain. Like, I'm telling you, you would touch the chain and your hand would be like orange. orange and red.
Yep.
And I'm like,
and you said touch, not even grab, just touch
not even
it.
grab, just touch it.
Yep.
Just touch it. And so we took him off. We took him off the chain. That was his first time getting a bath. And it was
Yep.
like, boy, y'all New Yorkers are bougie, man. Washing no dog. You wash
Bro.
your own behind, don't you?
Yes.
Why
Well,
wouldn't you?
I hope so.
Right. Why wouldn't
You
you
know what I'm
wash this
saying?
dog? Dogs don't sweat.
Right.
It is 100 degrees out here. It just
Right.
did a little light sun shower. So the
Right.
humidity has just gone up
Through the
another
roof.
50%. Like
Yep.
it is sticky out here. Why would you think? Come on, man. This dog drinking water out of a 5-gallon bucket that was cut in half, and it got green algae around the rim. The dog
And you
can't
could
drink out of that.
and you cut that thing, you cut that bowl 14 years ago. Ain't nobody thought to change it.
Nobody. And I'm like, come on, man. Like that don't even, like this don't make any sense. So the point that I'm getting to is the dog is off the chain, right? The dog will come to me if I call him.
Right.
Come running, sit next to me, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So my aunt was like, y'all need to put that dog back on that chain for that dog mess around and bite somebody. And I said, that's the problem. You ain't trained the dog not to bite people.
Right.
Putting them on the chain doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because if someone was coming to break in your house or steal your car, all they had to do was walk out of the range of the chain, and the dog is useless.
Yeah.
So what's the point of having the dog? It ain't protecting nothing.
Right.
It's on the chain. Oh well, you know how people are, man. They afraid of them dogs like this. And I'm like,
well, they should be, because of their intent. If their intent is to do some harm, they should be afraid.
absolutely.
Right. But if they just regular, if they just casual, the dog ain't really, because dog, man, people don't understand how smart dogs are, bro. Right? But I'm sure when me and you get up and your dog is there, even though me and you super cool, right? Your dog don't know who I am.
Nope.
Right? So when I come, I'll be like, yo, Chuck, my man, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. All your dog see is all these herky joke actions and all that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So your dog is in protect mode, especially if it's a girl. Especially if it's a girl. A boy is more like, I'm the head honcho. But girls are like, protect my owner at all costs, even if it means dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she would get between us. That's without a doubt. She'll come stand right between us. She might not be barking at you, but she'll stand between us and keep looking at you.
Right. Like,
all right,
I'm here.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you would have to do something reassuring to her, like, calm down, Sheba. Or whatever your dog name is. I never knew what your dog name was, but it ain't my business. But whatever you got to reassure her that this situation is okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta touch her. I gotta touch
something.
her. I can't say anything. I have to touch her. I have to touch her, and she had to look up at me for her to relax.
Right.
I gotta touch her. I gotta touch her head. I gotta touch her back or something, and then she'll sit down and she'll lean. She'll put her whole body weight against me. Like, all right, you say you good. All right, and then she'll walk off and go lay on her bed or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Dogs, man, you just gotta train them. But what happens is even the Bible, that these people who hold their kids so tight, the Bible says, train up a child in the way you should go, that when they're old, they won't depart from your ways. Right?
Your ways, right?
Right?
Right.
If you've told your child this and that, and you instructed them the best way you can, that's all you can do. You can't stop anything.
Right.
Like dads who think, yo, ain't nobody sleeping with my daughter. Like, you slept with someone else's daughter to have their daughter. Like, what are you talking about?
And you might not have done it on the up and up either. You might not have gone the correct way to do it either.
Right.
right? And so somebody might do the same thing to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You ain't no boys coming around here. Ain't my girl. My daughter ain't doing nothing. And I'll be wanting to say in plenty of situations, like, man, your daughter's doing the most.
Them dude, the 2 Live crew is describing your daughter, bro.
Yes. This man swore up and down his daughter was a saint. His daughter wouldn't do nothing. Like he in the barbershop talking crazy. And I happen to know for a fact, I was like, in my head, I didn't say it. I did not say it. I'm like, your daughter got the train ran on her by 2 resource cats.
Right.
And anybody that don't understand that term resource, special ed,
Yeah.
like these dudes watch stuff like Barrington Bear
All day. All day. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is who you're in a classroom.
Right.
Got her cheeks clapped by 2 of the dopiest looking dudes. And I'm like,
right.
If only you knew, sir.
Right.
Like this is not a rumor. This is
Right.
something Chuck walked in and was like, oh, what the okay.
Right.
And walk right back out the
And
room.
walk back out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, okay. Until this day, she's like, I'm glad you never said anything. I was like, that wasn't my business to say anything. What I did think was you were cute, but now,
not so much. No, not so much.
Resource cats, the train.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Nah. And I ain't talking about cats that are just bad that they throw in these classes because they do that too. Because you bad or you're disruptive, they throw you in the little class where there's only like 4 other people.
Yeah, so you because you done failed a grade twice and they put
Right.
you in that class so you can guarantee pass to go to the next grade.
Right.
Because you are a 14-year-old 6th grader. You know, like you 14 years old and 6th. What the hell?
So the reason this happened is because I had teacher's aid. Like I had enough credits to graduate my junior year.
Okay.
But I wanted to rock with my class. So I only took a handful of classes during the day. Right? I didn't have a car yet. So I couldn't do, how kids would leave school early and go to work.
Yeah.
I didn't have a car. So I stayed in school and I did teacher's aid, right?
Right.
That got me like these college credits or whatever. So so that's what I would do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I would be doing teacher's aid.
Right.
And so I woke up in the classroom. And I mean, like they're going to town, bro. And like these dudes, man, I'm not trying to crap on their intellect, but they weren't the bad kids sent there. Like these particular dudes were slow. You know how slow they were? Monday Night Raw, Miss Vought used to tape them. And then on Tuesday, she would let the class watch it. And then after they watched it, they would take a test on what they just saw on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
And why these dudes ain't fail every test.
Wow.
And they weren't in-depth questions. Who got slammed? Who won this match?
What color was such and such trunks? And they
Uncle
got the video evidence right there. They got that video evidence right there, and they still get it wrong.
They still get it. Like, and hey man, what you got?
And it's multiple choice.
what you
So
got.
so the yeah, so the answer is on the paper and they still get it wrong.
And they still get it wrong. I was like, man, what in the world? Um, but as you as I worked longer and I became a little more and my knowledge became a little more intimate of these kids and their situations. A lot of them are products of parents who did drugs.
Yeah.
One kid in particular, his mom did drugs before he was born, while he was born, after he was born, probably
While
at
she
that.
was while she was pregnant, you
Absolutely,
know what I'm saying?
she
Yeah,
still do
all of that.
drugs. She was
Right.
still doing drugs. Like his mother was still doing drugs. And so I'm like, oh man, uh, and that made Chuck go from having a judgmental mindset about these kids and having more of compassion, right?
Right.
You're like, oh, this whole dumb so and so, and it's not the lack of trying for some of them. It's just they didn't have the capacity to do so. But then, of course, you had the kids that were just straight up bad in there too. But anyway,
Yep.
these
Yep.
particular dudes, I brought that point up was like these the which way did he go, George? Them type
Yeah.
dudes, you let him bust you down.
Right.
All these dudes in this school, and I know there's a couple dudes that find you attractive because that conversation has already been had. Why those dudes? Till this day, man. Till this day.
Because she was having emotional issues undiagnosed.
Ex- So her her grandmother is deeply religious. I called her house once. This is before the train incident, right? Call her house. Her grandmother answered the phone. And this is my new introduction to how courtship works in the South. Who this is? Who your peoples? Who
Right.
told you to call here?
Where you get this number from?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that.
And
All of that.
then the final question, because I can hear in the background, Grandma, stop. Grandma, stop. Ma, tell Grandma to stop. So let me ask you this. You saved? From from what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saved from what? And I was like, I was, and then finally, she gets on the phone and we're just talking or whatever. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Now it gets even, they were similar to my family because like my family didn't really like celebrate holidays like that, like Christmas. Like we weren't Jehovah's Witness, but we didn't
Right.
celebrate Christmas. It was just
Right.
Jesus wasn't born in December.
Yeah.
That's a fact. This
Yeah.
has nothing to do with with Christ's birth. Um, so we don't celebrate it. We didn't go to the movies. The movies was a
Right.
sin, bro.
Right. 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 No
The
doubt. No doubt.
movies was a sin. Um, and knock on wood. So maybe 30 years after this thing is said, guess what? Guess why the preacher said what he said? That going to the movie, going to the picture show was a sin.
Well,
So
I got to hear this. What?
so back in the 70s, back in the late 60s, early 70s, his son goes to see a movie and he is caught in the movie theater having sexual relations with a girl, right? And so uh they get pretty much arrested for indecent exposure or something like that.
And
And so he's
yeah.
embarrassed, right?
Right.
He's embarrassed. Uh and he says that it's the wickedness of the movie theater that caused these kids to sin. And I said, no, they couldn't afford a hotel. This is the only place where they can get privacy and it's dark. And this is why they ended up doing what they're doing. This is
Right.
the truth, man.
That's as simple as you can make it, bro. That's as simple as you can make it.
Say that one more time, Monk.
That's as simple as you can possibly make it.
Absolutely. That's what it was. Like, man. All right. So there's this big like wooded area behind my grandmother's house, and in the middle of that wooded area is a pond, right? So around this wooded area,
right,
it's all types of wildlife. You run into all kinds of things. So if you look up in the trees, there are deer stands in the trees, right?
Right.
And some people, you usually don't mess with nobody deer stand, right? You just leave people's stuff alone, right? You didn't put it up there, don't mess with it, right?
Right. Right.
And so we knew who deer stands they were, who put them there. Not a problem, right? So we're walking through this little path, that brings you out to the side of the railroad tracks, right? Because we're sneaking out the yard. If we go through the front, grandma gonna see us. So we got to go through the woods, go through this little path, come out by the railroad track, so she can't see us. Right. We're cutting through the woods.
At least that's what you think.
That's what we think. My grandmother had supersonic hearing. Right. Like we'd be on the railroad. Yeah. I'd be on the railroad track cursing under my breath. Man, I don't know why she keep fucking with me like that. I hear you cursing.
Yeah.
But anyway, she so we're going through this little path, man, and we hear this like what the what's going on? These two fools are up in the deer stand.
Right. Getting it on.
They up in the deer stand getting it on. Because she didn't want to lay on the ground.
Right.
And they ain't had no other place to go. Pretty much. Right. So thinking that you can cut off, a place or a gathering spot, thinking that it's going to stop kids from doing what they're doing. Kids are ingenious when it comes to getting into mischief.
Right.
And doing the things that they want. Like.
Right.
And I don't understand how parents don't see this when they were kids themselves.
Right.
All right. Like, oh man, I don't want to say, but there were people in our family that everybody swore up and down they were virgins.
Right. Right.
And I was like, nah, man, I don't. And my mom was like, man, I done walked in to see them cheeks get clapped. And I'm like, come on.
Oh, dang it.
Y'all came in here because it's my room and y'all know nobody don't come in my room. Get out of here.
Yep.
You better not tell nobody. I ain't telling.
Oh, what? That's the thing that always get me. I better not tell nobody or what.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, what you gonna do? But like, mama, don't listen to him. I wasn't really having sex with 4 boys. It was only 3. What? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Or what? Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Oh man, I remember I had a family member like, hey Chuck, your friends was over here. They were looking for you.
Really?
And I was like, they were over here looking for me. What friends of mine? Oh, Bobby Earl, Willie Ray, Johnny Boy, and Matthew. Them ain't my friends. What they coming over here for? They know where I live, but they ain't my friends.
Yeah,
man, they were here to see your daughter, man. You really knock that foolishness off. You let your daughter tell you that lie.
Yeah, they coming over here, which ain't my house, to come see me. but they had looked like horny little devils. Yeah, nah, man, that ain't how this thing work. That ain't how this thing work.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
man.
come on, man. You can't be that way. You
Now you
shouldn't
can't.
be that way. Um, there was this one older. He was an elder. That was his title, elder. Um, Elder Johnson,
Yeah.
and he was a very old man, but he was wise. Like he spoke with common sense. Because he would say stuff to the parents like, "Yeah, I know what these preachers are telling y'all about Christmas, but buy your kids something anyway. You don't got
Right.
to do the whole tree and all that. Buy your kids something anyway. Why? Because they kids and they got to go back to school. And
Right.
while all the other kids are talking about the things that they got for Christmas, your kids can at least say they got something. Maybe it won't
Something.
be for Christmas, but they got something
Yeah.
that they can go back to school with.
Yeah. It's like the Kwanzaa celebration, like Kwanzaa. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like you don't believe in Christmas and the whole thing about Christmas, the commercialization of a religious event, right?
Right.
Man, I wish Hector was here, bro, because Hector would break this thing down about how we get caught up in stuff, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like Christmas, man.
Oh, the so
Even
it's
even 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 the even the Savior himself, like how it's been the person Jesus himself has been transformed from his original self over the years so that certain organizations can get money.
yes.
Right? Like people that know the story of Jesus know that back then there was that every day somebody was claiming to be Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Like people was naming their kids Jesus on purpose. Like, oh, I only slept with one man. I had a vision, because the story was out before the event happened.
Right.
So people would name their daughter, such and such, and then they would name their baby Jesus, and then, bro, Jesus is like Joe today. You know what I'm saying? Because Jesus is like the name Christian today. Like, how many times do you hear it?
A lot.
And
More
then
more
and
than you
then
should.
more than you should, because this thing should have been an immaculate event, and it wasn't, because people were misled, and some people were just downright evil, right?
Right.
But people back then, when Jesus came, they was expecting a knight in shining armor on the biggest stallion you can find. And when they saw this dude walking beside a donkey, they like, this can't be the guy.
This can't be the King of Kings.
This can't be the dude we've been hearing about for 40 generations. This
Right.
can't be the dude that David was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
things are what they are, man. Then the commercialization of it too, man. It's crazy. Chuck, I gotta go. I gotta wrap up, man, because I gotta
Oh
do
yeah.
the next
Next at night.
podcast in a few minutes. And my voice already sounded like Red Fox already.
Hey man, listen. Hey man, it was great coming through, kicking it with you, man. It was a great conversation. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. For this vibes and stuff. Kick it. I appreciate Unc for having me come through this evening. We'll be kicking it tomorrow morning, vibes and stuff live, 9 a.m. to about 10 a.m. ish. I appreciate everyone. Again, have a good evening. Make
Hey,
sure you
Chuck,
go over.
hold on before you go. Look at this. Look at Tricky Nicky. You understand, lying about his disability. Screw Lawrence says, because dude, like, taking my tax money, he a liar. Like, this be that stuff that we talk about, y'all, when y'all be doing stuff, man. Yo, the internet is full of cats that they talk real big behind the Abbeys. I appreciate you, Tricky Nicky. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
What is he talking about?
He talking about something, man. Like, this guy straight lying about his disability. Screw Lawrence Tears, because dude, like, taking my tax money, he a liar. Acting is one thing. Wow. And then he said,
There's got to be a hacked.
yeah, this is so weird. This can't be Tricky Nicky, right?
Nah, that can't be. That can't be the real Tricky Nicky.
Yeah, it's what it is, bro. It's what it is. That's the reason. One of the reasons why we don't get as you know what I'm saying tight as we should. But thank you, Tricky Nikki. I appreciate you doing that, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Mm,
Yeah, man.
nah. No. I don't share the same sentiment as on because I don't know what you mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know. I don't know
yeah, man.
who's lying and what tax
I
money
I don't
or
know what the I don't
or
know.
anything. Tricky Nicky, man. If that's you, man, lay off the sauce.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Enough of that. Enough of that bullshit.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Like somebody Chuck, like somebody would pretend that they was in a car accident and got they whole right side banged up for no reason.
uh
Yeah. Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
wait. Were you talking about me
No, he
not
talking
being
about
able to walk
me.
for 8 years?
No, he talking about
Man.
me.
Oh.
He talking about me not being able to walk for not being able to walk functionally for 13 months. Yeah,
Even
yeah.
who's lying? Well,
Like
prove
what?
that. Prove somebody lying. That's what I say,
And
Tricky. You gotta prove somebody lying. Show me
yeah,
some evidence where Freezy's lying about his disability. Because if you're
yeah.
not talking about Freezy, then you're talking about me. And if you're talking about me, I take that personal, very personal, because I couldn't use my motherfucking hands.
Right. Yeah,
My
man.
mother had to wipe my ass. So if you want to talk that to me, I got 2 words for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, man.
crazy. Like what is wrong? Like
Well, it could be
I
strange, bro. It's strange cats
nah,
out here,
like
bro.
what is like can't yo tricky like
Yeah,
nah man you
I
gotta
got
drop
him
the
out of
link.
here.
I,
Nah,
nah, you gotta
nah,
drop the
man.
link so he can say
Nah,
this to so he could be very specific and say you talking to me, you talking to Freezy, all right, then let's have this conversation.
nah,
Like
man.
because
This
that's
motherfucker's
wild.
strange. I booted him out of here, bro. This motherfucker's strange, man. He been strange for a minute with some stuff. So yeah, he been strange for a minute, bro. But it happens, man. When that's Chuck, it happens, bro. Don't take none of that stuff personal, bro.
I know, I know, and like there's parts of my story that I haven't even told, just because uh you wouldn't understand. You would have to
Right.
read the medical reports for yourself. You would have to
Right.
read what the doctor said for yourself.
Right.
Um, but
Or Chuck, or we could just take you at your word.
you can. I
Or we can trust you. Is that a crime? Is me trusting you a crime?
no. I, I believe in trusting people. I trust you until you give me a reason not to. And then guess
Yeah.
what? Once you gave me a reason not to trust you, Chuck does not trust you.
Right.
Because you had
Right.
my trust all time. You ain't had to do nothing to get it other than be yourself.
Right.
And you chose to do something else. I can't.
Yeah. And for those watching, basically what it is when you have these platforms, right? You have a platform like this, and people get a little bit of um stardom, so to speak. Like people like, hey, such and such is here. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of go to their head. It fulfills them, right?
Right.
And then if they can't have their way with it, right? If they can't take over your channel, so to speak, then they get frustrated. They get frustrated that they can't, you know what I'm saying, take over your channel, right? And so it's like one of them deals like, yo, you just can't take over the channel, bro. We doing something. We going in this direction. They're like, well, F you then. No, okay. All right. That's just basically what it is. Chuck, you seen it. Now,
Right.
now you actually got to see it live again. You know what I'm saying? Something go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Um, I'm gonna say this, and I mean this. Like you could tell me my beats whack. You could tell me like I could take that kind of stuff. But what I went through, what I had to endure, getting bed sores the size of silver dollars,
Yeah, yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like if you ain't never put on a pair of adult diapers, you keep your mouth shut. You're
Right,
never going to disrespect me when it comes to that. Like I had,
right.
yeah.
Bro. That's the reason. That's the reason why. So for that reason why me and Chuck Allen we stick together like wet candy.
Yeah,
Because we've been through some things personally in our personal lives, and maybe not to the same extent. Because Chuck maybe had went through something. I didn't go through it to that far, but I went down that road some,
yes.
right? And I've been down some dark roads and some stuff. And Chuck maybe have experienced some of it, but may not have been to them dark places that I've been,
Right.
right? But he know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And so me and Chuck sit together like wet candy, bro. We get it. And so for this is what I want to say to everybody watching and listening and everything. Our society is set up for people to be anti-friends, right? Society nowadays is set up for people to be anti-friends, right? Like they'll throw shade to one person in order to prevent two people from being friends for the sole purpose of drawing attention to themselves, right?
Right. Right.
Like they can't do something on their own and draw positive attention to them, so they become what they call haters, right? And listen, I understand that. I saw this coming from a mile away, like 20 years ago, right? You like two homeboys be kicking it, like me and a dude at work used to always go to lunch together, hang out, kick it, all this stuff. Chicks in the office like, man, them married dudes, man, they hang out, they go to lunch together, they must be gay. What? So people can't be married and loyal to their wife and then eat lunch with a dude and all we doing is talk about fantasy football. They don't get it. They're like, hey, them dudes gay. It happens, bro. Anyway, Chuck, I gotta wrap here and jump on the other joint. As usual, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming through, hanging out with me, bro. I appreciate it. Chat, we're gonna try to do this a little bit more. This was like a pilot. I just wanted to see how it went. You get a feel for it. I'm gonna try to do this maybe every day or every other day or so, just something in that slow hour before the Nixon Night podcast, like the precursor to the Nixon Night podcast, like kind of like how we do vibes and stuff for the Knicks Morning Drive.
Right.
But I'm not gonna I can't guarantee anything. I gotta see how the production went and all that stuff. But anyway, thank y'all for coming through, rocking with us, listening to us, hanging out with us. I'm Uncle Freezy. That's Chuck Allen. This was the Hangout. Peace.